Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you guys had a great spring break. Today we're going to be working on the 2020 Census News-2-You. It should have arrived in the mail. Some of you may have also picked it up at school. Today you'll need something to write with, some crayons or markers. You'll need your scissors, you'll need some glue, and a highlighter. If you have still not done so, I recommend you go get a Chromebook so you can follow along with these lessons. And also remember that there is more work online through Google Classroom and through the News-2-You website. So folks, let's get started. All right, guys, welcome back. This is News-2-You for the week of March 23rd, 2020. And the title of this article is 2020 Census. So let's grab our highlighter and annotate the left here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it says, the U.S. will have a census in 2020. The U.S. has a census every 10 years. A census counts every person living in an area. The 2020 census will count every person in the U.S. So I'm going to highlight number 2 and number 4. Number 2 and number 4. Now I'm going to turn my page. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A U.S. government group does the census. Lower it down. There we go. A U.S. government group does the census. This group is called the Census Bureau. The Census Bureau uses the census to gather information. The information is about people in the U.S. The government uses the information. So, number 2, number 3, and number 4. 2, 3, 4. Let's turn the page to page number 3. The information page helps the government make decisions. Some decisions are about money. The government decides how much money to give states. States use the money to build schools, hospitals, roads, and more. So, on the left, I'm going to number them off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, number 1 and number 2 are important. You know what? I feel like this entire page is important, so I'm going to highlight all of them. Because it's good to know how the government gives us money and also how states use the money that government gives us. So on page 3, I'm going to turn to page number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How does the Census Bureau do a census? The Census Bureau sends census forms in March. They send a form to every home in the U.S. Each form has a list of questions. The questions are about the people living in the home. So I'm going to highlight number 3, highlight number 4, and number 5. You guys get it? 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's turn the page. 1, 2, 3, 4. One question asks, how many people live in the home? Other questions ask for each person's name, birthday, and age. Everyone must answer the questions for the census. The census is a part of U.S. law. So let's see. Let's do number 1, number 2, and number 4. 1, 2, 4. Okay, turn the page to page number 6. People can answer the questions by mail, online, or by phone. Workers from the Census Bureau may visit some homes. The workers ask questions. The workers count on people living in their homes. The workers count people living in the homes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. People can answer the questions by mail. Got it. Let's see. You know what? We'll do number 1. I did mine online on the computer. Let's do number 2. Then number 4. 1, 2, 4. All right, folks. Turn our page. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. The U.S. will have a census in 2020. The census will count every person living in the U.S. The census will count you, your family, your friends, your teachers, and more. How many people do you think live in the U.S.? So, let's do number 3. And now we're going to turn our page to page number 8. Census Bureau. The Census Bureau is a U.S. government group. The Census Bureau gathers and shares information. The information is about people in the U.S. The Census Bureau started in 1902. Their headquarters is in Sweetland, Maryland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know they are a government group, so I'm highlighting that. We know they started in 1902 and that their headquarters is in Sweetland, Maryland. Page number 9, the United States. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The census counts every person in the U.S. The U.S. has more than 300 million people. These people live in states across the U.S. The U.S. has 50 states. The U.S. became a country in 1776. So, number 2, number 4, number 5. Number 2, number 4, and number 5. All right, folks. So let's turn to page number 10. This one says, count the layers cup. Folks, if you've got yogurt, you've got some peaches, you have granola, you can make this recipe. And if you do, send me a message and share how tasty it was. All right? So turning to page 11. Here's our knock knock page, or a joke page. So let's start. Knock knock. Who's there? School. School. School to be counted. It's cool to be counted. I know, guys. So many laughs. All right, guys. Page number 12. I have a joke. Tell me. Why was 6 afraid of 7? I don't know. Why? Because 7, 8, 9. Get it? 7, 8, 9. Man, these jokes. All right, guys. Let's turn our page here. So this is our game page. Remember, on this page, we have to choose 3 from each of these rows. 3 from each of these rows that were in our story. So, clap, form, question, person. Which one wasn't in our story? Clap. Clap wasn't in our story. So what does that mean? It means that the others were. So, just so we can see this better, I'm going to take a crayon. Form was in. Question was in our story. And so was person. Moving on. Money, government, census, pencil sharpener. Which one of these was not in our story? Good. Pencil sharpener. Pencil sharpener was not in our story. Which means that money, government, and census were. All right, folks. Next row, every, banjo, decisions, and information. Which one was not in our story? No, banjo. Banjo was not in our story. So that means that these 3 were US, count, referee, home. Which one was not in our story? US, count was part of our story. And then finally, home. All right, folks, if we turn to page number 14, we've got 6 questions. I'm going to read the questions to you, and next video, we will go over the answers. So question number 1, what was this paper about? Amazing Young Athletes, March Madness, Census 2020. Number 2, who does the census? The National Weather Service, National Park Service, Census Bureau. Number 3, where will the person count every person? In the US, in space, or the ocean? Number 4, what does the Census Bureau gather? Does it gather information, recipes, or flowers? Number 5, what counts every person living in the US? Is it a calculator? Is it a census? Or is it a map? And then finally, number 6, what does the census want to know about each person? Their favorite color, their birthday, or their weight? So remember, next video, we will go over these answers. Now, let's turn our page. I'm gonna grab my pencil. And we've got a couple vocab words here, 9 vocab words here. The ones on the left are gonna go across, so they're gonna go from left to right. The ones on the right are gonna go down, so they're gonna go from top to bottom. So let's start with number 1. We know it's gonna go bottom, or top to bottom. So I'm gonna start. GOVERNMENT. Number 2, decisions. DECISIONS. 3, question. QUESTION. Number 4, every. EVERY. So now we're going to go over here to these words. Number 5, count. We have a C, so we need an O. We have a U, NT. Count. We have number 6, form. So FORM. Number 8, money. We have the M. we have the O, we have an N, an E, and we already have a Y. So finally, person. P-E-R, we have an S, O-N, and I forgot one. I forgot census. So C-E-N-S-U-S. All right, guys, take a look at that. Make sure your sheet of paper looks just like mine. And when you're ready, we'll move on. Cool, here's our Sudoku page. Remember, we are not going to cut anything from this page. What we are going to do is we're going to take our last page. We're going to rip it off. And we're going to cut these right here. So here we go. Put my trash to the side. There we go. All right, so for this game, there we go. For this game, we have to fill in the grid using the pictures below so that every row, every column, and every large box contains the following 4 items. Got my glue. So here we have a question mark, and we have a happy face. So we need the box with everyone and then the people in your family. So where do we put which ones? I'm going to grab everyone in my family. Should I put it here or should I put it here? Well, I can't put it here because there's already one just like it. So I'm going to put it right there as my second one. So that means that now I can put one of these right here. See how we have one of each? Question mark, people, boxes, faces. All right, next row. We have the boxes and we have the numbers. So we need a question mark and we need faces. Can they go like this? No. Why? That's right, because we already have the same one here and we have the same one here. But if we switch them, I can put one here and I can put one there. So there we go, right there. So in our next row, we've got numbers, question mark, blocks. So what do we need? Faces, that's right. So we'll get our faces and we have to glue it right there. So pretty tricky because there's not 2, but check this out. Question mark, faces, numbers. What do we need to put in there? That's right, the blocks. So we can put our blocks right there. So now we need either a question mark or the numbers. Now if we go all the way up, we can see that they already have numbers in this column. So I'm going to put my question mark right there. So that means that my numbers are going to go right here. Pretty simple, right, guys? All right, take a look at this page. Make sure that your page looks like mine. And when you're ready, let's move on to page 17. We have 3 questions on our think page, and it asks, who lives in your home? Well, Think about your family, brother, sister, cousins, grandma, mom, dad. So let's write in my house, my 2 kids and my wife live with me. Yeah? All right. What would you like to build and why? What would I like to build and why? I would like to build a skateboard ramp in my backyard because it seems fun. And then number 3, what would you use money for and why? I would use money to help people who can't work right now. Oh, I forgot our why. Because people need to look out for each other. All right, folks. I'm going to turn the page to page 18. This is our last page for today. We had 4 vocab words. Census, we had every, we had count, and we had person. All right, folks, I'm gonna stop right there for now. You guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, take care of each other, be good humans, all right? Bye-bye, guys.